Okay. So here we go. We're doing a sit to stand. And those who have come on early with me, earlier or on time, I should say on time, we're doing a sit to stand to get warmed up for this loading Friday. And I go ahead and I hip hinge quite a lot. Okay? So if your hip is giving you trouble, then make sure that you have put 1 or 2 pads on the chair and then adjust your movements so that it does not hurt when you go to sit down. Here's the point, y'all. If you can't position yourself so that you can sit and stand without pain, then you're going to quit doing it and you're going to find yourself sitting a lot, okay? And that's what we don't want. Now you see, I've already put my hands across, made a cross and touching my shoulders, okay? And I'm continuing the sit to stand. And as I do this, here's my encouragement to you. Take a big breath through your nose, exhale, and then keep your shoulders down, okay? I know some of you are saying, we know we're supposed to keep our shoulders down, and some of you are saying, oh, I forgot to keep my shoulders down. I know it, okay? So when I go to stand up, I don't do it quick because I don't want you to use momentum. I lean in a lot. Now I slowly start putting a squeeze into the heels and tightening and exhale. Okay, breathe in through the nose, into the heels, then exhale. Yes, and then inhale. Okay, breath. Okay, so we're going to come up. This is when you exhale. Okay, now I'm going to go down. I'm going to inhale through the nose. Exhale as you're coming up. I'm keeping my hands here. It doesn't mean you have to. Okay, you can have your hands here. If you're having trouble with a hip, if a hip is wonky on you, and you're trying to position and everything, go ahead and use your hands here. But if you can, bring them up. Keep your chin tucked. Keep your shoulders down. And as you go to stand up, I'm begging you, don't rock. You have the muscle. You just have to position yourself. So go way out, keep your chin tucked, and then push into the heels really hard. And then lift that butt. So here I go. Okay, exhale. Now when I breathe in, as I go down, I breathe in through the nose. Okay, some of you need to keep correcting and dropping your shoulders. Okay, I've got about 3 or so more. Here we go, breath. Here we go, push back. Okay, 2 more. Don't rock. Drop your shoulders. Ooh, last one. Heels and up. Drop those hands right to the side. Okay? So, if I'm wider than my chair, it's going to look about like this. I'm going to soften my knees and drop my shoulders. Okay? Now I'm going to pull those elbows back. See that? See that pull? It's just like this. Okay? So if you have a delicate shoulder, you're going to just pull those elbows back. Drop the shoulders, drop the chin. And I took a step forward. And it's from a wide position. This is important. And I'll tell you why in just a second. Okay, right now, breathe in through the nose. See, I'm holding this position. Drop your shoulders. Say rib cage up. Okay? Tighten your tummy. Because you're fixing to push that toe to bring you back. Those of of you who have wonky backs or delicate backs or not as strong as you think you should be in your core, okay? Put the hands down. Now take the other leg, step a little wider, okay? So it's pretty wide. Now say rib cage up. That will straighten you up. Drop your shoulders. Pull the elbows back. See that? Take a big breath through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Don't do a whole bunch of them while you're just doing nothing, because that will make you hyperventilate because you don't need the air. But I just want you to establish a pattern of breathing. So here I go. Step wide. Bring your hands down. Now, before you bring your hands up, this is kind of important. See, my toes are pretty forward, okay? I want to say rib cage up. I want to drop my shoulders as I pull my elbows back, okay? That's important, all right, because you're readying. Now I'm going to tighten. Now, pretend that you have a weight in your hand, a pretty good weight. Let's say a carry, let's say 10 pounds, okay? Pull those elbows back. Now soften your knees, okay? And if you tend to do this, which all of us do, if you tend to do that, do you see how straining that could be on my joint? Okay, don't do that if you can help it. Try to line it up, all right? Now say rib cage up. Drop your shoulders. I'm getting ready to push this leg back, okay? So I'm going to go push it back. Okay, that move, this one, coming from here, and then instead of going forward, pulling back is very important because it's a weight shift, and it's one of the primary causes of falling. Not being able to get back on balance when you've done a weight shifting move, okay? Drop your shoulders, nose, inhale, exhale through the mouth, okay? So I stepped out, I'm down here, then I pull my elbows back, I say rib cage up, drop my shoulders, because I'm fixing to do what? I'm fixing to push on the foot here, and I do not want to strain my back. So I have to stay tight, because when I push to come back, I stay low, meaning I keep my center of gravity down. Okay, correct that knee. If it's coming in here, don't let it. Bring it back here, okay? Pull those elbows back. Drop the shoulders. Tighten. Okay, get ready. I'm going to push, and I'm going to stay low if possible. Okay, I'm only going to do a couple more of these. Here we go. Step way wide, and then out, and you're going to pull those elbows back. Okay, tighten the tummy. Drop the shoulders. Okay, it's really important to do those prep works. Okay, get ready because you're pushing. Here's the deal, y'all. I hope your mind is into this move, because when you go to push to get back to do that weight shifting move, many people will strain their back because you let go of your stomach and you locked this knee. Stay low. See that? See, stay low. Okay, bring that knee out. Don't let it cave on you. Don't let it do that. Okay? Elbows back, shoulders down. Inhale through the nose. Tight tummy. You're going to push off that knee. Off that toe. But you are not going to straighten this. You're going to stay low. Stay low. So it's kind of like this. See? I'm staying low. And I'm shifting. And I'm going back and forth. I'm doing a zigzag kind of a motion. Okay? Big breath through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. We're going to do that little stints one more time. So here I'm standing normal. My knees are soft. They're not bent. There's a big difference. Okay? Many of you We'll go back to this stance and you will actually lock your knees. Okay? So soften the knees. Don't really bend them, just soften them. Do a tiny hip hinge. Just that much calls forth all of your core, front and back. So if I go like this and I zigzag and I stay low in this very wide stance walk, and then I step back, try not to turn your toe too far out. It's going to turn a little, but you're backing up with a very wide stance. Okay? Now you're going to remember this move. I want you to lock it into your head, because when we do it with weights in just a minute, you're going to go, oh my goodness. Okay? So what I'm doing is a little technique called pre-fatiguing. So why am I wanting to do that? Well, because we're in a very controlled environment here. If you really fatigue, you can sit down, right? I want to get these muscles in the whole core and the whole leg musculature on board. And I want to push them as much as I can safely. Okay? See this? So this is like a little crouch type of a walk. Okay, now I just walked back. I'm going to do this without any weights 2 more times, I'm telling you. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay? First of all, you go wide. That's number 1. Okay? Slow everything down when you're doing kind of a new movement in a different way, because you have to do a lot of body corrections to get your stance right. Okay? So breathe in through the nose. You almost cannot breathe in through the nose without doing belly breathing. It's very difficult to come in through the nose and lift your shoulders. Try it. See, the elbows are back. I'm staying down and I'm zigzagging in a kind of a crouch walk. Now I'm going to go backward. And this probably would be one of my moves of choice for someone that has significant hamstring and or gluteal issues, hip, that type of thing. Because it's an ambulatory movement. It's just wide. And if I go backward in this motion, I have to use my hamstrings and I have to use my gluteals and my back and my whole core and my quads and my calves and my feet. Totally different than going forward. And you can agree with me that if you're staying low, if you're doing a little bit of a crouch, but you're keeping your feet lined up, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Yeah, I know, I caught you, didn't I? In through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, so this is a wide stance, crouching kind of a walk. It's a zig, zag, zig, zag. Bring those legs in, okay? Bring the hands right here. Push your hand just to your ear, one at a time, okay? So if you go like this and you go like this, what is your propensity as far as bringing a leg out? Do you just, without thinking, do you think, okay, this hand's up, this leg's going to be up? Do you think that? Most of us do. So I want you to do opposite of that, because this has to do with training that very important system of movement called weight shifting. So if I put this hand up and my elbow is out here so I can see it, I want you to bring the opposite leg forward, okay? This is where the shifting comes in. So see, my elbow's right here. Let's pretend I have a weight right here at my ear, but I have to be able to see my elbow. See, if it's out here, I can't see my elbow, and I put strain on my shoulder. So bring your elbow forward, okay? You're breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. You're still a little bit crouched, okay? Take a big breath. Now bring this leg back and the arm down, okay? Bring the other arm up, okay? Now be careful, because if you have a little bit of a shoulder issue on one side versus the other side, you're going to do some weird compensatory, I call them compensatory moves, okay? So the hand, pretend it has a weight in it, and it's right here at your ear. And I stepped out with what? The opposite leg. Yes. Take a breath. You're right here. Now I'm going to tighten in, drop my shoulders, and I'm going to step back and bring that hand down, okay? I'm going to do that 2 more times. So here comes the hand. I'm going to step out with the opposite leg. Don't lock your knees, okay? Now, how many of you have flared your elbow? Yeah, that's what I thought. Get your elbow right here so you can see it. Hang on to this move. I'm doing a lot of hanging on right now in a crouch position for a reason, okay? You don't just start into a move and just keep doing it and say, oh, this is not too bad. You hang on to this. You just really start making those muscles understand that you're fixing to do some pretty big work, okay? See my hands right here, my elbows right here. I'm crouched. I'm breathing in through my nose, out through my mouth. I'm going to push back. Bring that hand down. Other hand, okay? Pull the elbow forward. Drop your shoulders. Step out. You don't have to step super wide. Just step out. That's all. Okie dokie. Big breath. So every time I say big breath, what are you supposed to do? Breathe in through your nose. Look at my elbow. It's right here so I can see it. Drop your center of gravity by bending at the knees. Push back. See that little trajectory? It doesn't go up and back. It just goes back. Okay? Big breath. So I am getting hot enough that I have to turn on my overhead fan, which is a good thing. Okay. Now, I'm going to pick up some weights now that I've primed you, and you kind of know what you're doing. So what am I going to pick up? I'm not going to pick up the lightest. Those of you who have issues with, shoulders or backs, or maybe you're not quite thinking that you're shifting correctly, just stay light with your weight, maybe a 5-pound weight. What do I have? I have 10 and 10. Okay, so that's what I have, 10 and 10. So I'm going to step over here in front of my chair. I'm going to step wide, again in that wide stance. And if you picked up a pretty significant weight, don't think that you have to bring them up here yet, okay? Just keep them right here at their thigh. See that? Okay, I still have my pillow or my disc on my chair. I'm stepping wide. Now I'm going to weight shift. I'm going to go into my heels enough that I almost pull my toes up. I'm going to keep my chin tucked. I'm going to go down. I'm going to tap down. Then I'm going to come back up. Now when I come back up, that's when I'm going to go pull. Then I'm going to come down. And then I'm going to come back up. I'm going to keep my shoulders down. I'm going to breathe in through my nose, out through my mouth. As I come up, I'm going to do everything I can not to swing or jerk. This, my little slugs, is about weight shifting today. That's why I'm going to put on this. Really understand the significance of knowing how to handle a weight shift and then how to recover from it, okay? Because it is one of the #1 reasons for creating falls. Okay. All right, here we go. A couple more times. See, right now I'm just still doing modified because I'm not going all the way down into the chair. Some of you maybe are not ready to take the pad out of the chair at all. Perfectly fine. If you're pushing into your heels and when you come up, you can pull those shoulders back with a pretty significant weight, then you're good, okay? So see here, I'm just gonna lightly tap, then heels. Okay, now I've shifted into the mid to forward foot. Now I'm gonna shift back into the heels and back into a hip hinge. Then I'm gonna come right back up, pull those shoulders down and back. So I hope you heard down and then back. Here we go. Woo! Breath. And come back down. And then we come back up. How's your breathing? How's your breathing? So right now, you're fixing to come up. So right now, breathe in through your nose. The belly comes out. Now I'm going to stand up. Exhale. And there I am. Okay? You'd be surprised at how many of us, me included, unless we're thinking about it, quit breathing. Exhale. Inhale. Now exhale. Bringing those shoulders down first and then back. Okay? So I'm doing minimal, but I have added 20 pounds to my frame. So you've added whatever you picked up in your hands, okay? So I've got about 3 more of these to do, and I'm sitting on my little pad. Now I'm gonna shift. Now I'm gonna go into the heels. I'm gonna drop my shoulders. Exhale, squeeze my butt and squeeze my shoulder blades. See, I'm bringing my elbows back, but my shoulders are down. Come back down, shift. Now shift back. Now shift into the heels. Inhale. So when I say inhale, where are you supposed to inhale? From your nose. That will force you into diaphragmatic breathing. Trust me. Try it. It will. Here we go. Exhale. Squeeze. Did you squeeze your butt? Here we go. Drop. Shift. Exhale. Now inhale. Okay. Now I'm going to bring a different focus, a different set of shifting. We've been focusing on shifting from our lower body, our feet, right? So now I'm going to bring these 2 10-pound weights up and up. And I'm just going to put them on my shoulders, and I keep my fingers underneath so that they don't hurt my shoulders. And I just hang on there. Okay? Ready? Okay. Inhale. So whenever I say inhale, what does that mean? Inhale through the nose. Okay? Now here I go. I'm going to start shifting. I'm going to push that butt back. I'm going to come down. Just make contact with the chair, then come right back. See? I had to move my feet a little bit. Okay, because I shifted. You're going to overshift. You're going to undershift. You're going to have to move. That's the point of this, with weights. Okay? Inhale. Are you going through the nose? Okay, here I go. When I start coming down, this should be getting your attention. Come back. 2 more. Here we go. Heels. Press. Come back. Push. And you keep yourself lined up. My ears stay over my shoulders stay over my hips. I hip hinge, I come up through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And this will be the last one, okay, ready? Woo. Good. Okay, bring those weights down. Step out of that move. Now we're going to do a little split stance. Okay, just practice it. Okay? If your hands are getting tired of holding on to your weight, just put them on your chair. Open your hands. Pull the hands back. Push them down. Do wrist circles. See, it gives it just a nice little rest. Okay? Now, what I want you to do is just step forward. See? Step back, step forward, step back. If you're breathing in, I want you breathing in through your nose. Okay? So this is, see, if you couldn't weight shift, then you couldn't walk. Okay? But what happens is when we're walking, and let's say we trip on something, what do you have to do? You have to big time weight shift, right? So when you trip on something, I want you to be able to lower your center of gravity, release whatever's in your hand, and regain your balance. That's the whole point of this exercise session today. Okay, how's your hands? Did they get rested? Okay, so here I'm going to grab them again. All right. So I'm stepping back here. Now, if I wanted to heighten this whole thing now, this would be the time that you would put your pillow in the floor. See that? I just dropped my pillow down into the floor. Okay? So I'm going to step right in the middle of my pillow. I'm going to weight shift. I'm dropping forward and down. See that? Then I'm going to come back. Okay? And I'm going to switch. I just want you to get used to this. So if you're stepping in a pillow, or even if you're on carpet, I want you to get used to the weight shifting with weights. So I have 10 pounds, 10 pounds. I'm holding them right here. I'm not gripping. I'm letting them kind of hang off of my fingers. Okay? So I'm going to go step. And this is where you got to pull your stomach in big time. And then come back. Okay? And I'm just hanging on to them right here. Say rib cage up. Really pull that chin in, tuck it in. Okay? Soften your knees. Little hip hinge. Rib cage up. Step forward off of the pad. Okay? Hang on. And come back. Okay? Woo! Drop your shoulders. Step. Okay, drop your shoulders. Step back. This is why we practice so much at the beginning of this class. Through the warm-up, through the beginning moves. I want you to keep breathing in through your nose. Exhale. And try to move down from the pad and back into the pad on the floor by lowering your center of gravity. That's the trick, you guys. Lower center of gravity and shift backward. Don't go up, okay? That's what so many of us want to do, okay? And a lot of times it's a result of painful joints, lack of muscle strength, actually, through your back. But this is a very doable move. It's very doable. See? It's very doable. Here we go. Lower your center of gravity. Here we go. Breath, drop your shoulders. Breathe in. So when I say breathe in, what are you supposed to do? Through your nose. Out through your mouth. In through your nose. out through your mouth. If you get mixed up, don't get too freaked out about it. Just breathe in and breathe out, okay? This is kind of a walking position, but we're shifting our weight, and you're stepping on a very uncompromised surface. It's spongy, meaning it's spongy. Okay. It's not concrete. It's spongy. So you have to give and take. You have to really practice all over your foot with weight shifting. Yeah, a couple more times. Here we go. Take a breath. I love this move to help somebody get stronger in their legs, especially their hamstrings. Now, that's why the hamstring involvement right here, as I pull back, is big time important, because it's pulling you back, okay? And it's in a position that you pretty much better be able to do if you want to keep your independence. And so it's not going over the top, putting you in a really strained position with your leg, but it's working it. And I've just increased 20 pounds. And if I do this by going up another weight load, whoa, that will push, but it's a doable push is my point. Take a breath. Okay. Okay. Without really even knowing it, you might be starting to step off and on and feel a little trembly in your legs. That's the point. That's what I want to do. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm progressing to a much harder move. So it's only another about 2 inches, but I have to drop into that seat. Okay. Here's the trainer's tip. Are you ready? Some of you just now did this and you were too narrow with your stance. So do you see me opening my feet? Yeah. Open your feet. Take a big breath. And every time I say take a big breath, where are you supposed to be taking it from? I know, everybody's yelling, nose, from your nose. Yes. Seriously, you take a breath from your nose, you will do diaphragmatic breathing. Much easier. Okay? You ready? Now I'm going to come up from 2 inches that I have to pull higher. It makes a huge difference. So stay with me. Now, I'm letting you keep your hands right here. If you wanted to make this harder, you would bring it up here. And you would go ahead and go into this move like that. Some of you are not up to that yet. So you just keep your hands right here on your thighs, okay? Take a breath. Belly. Yeah. Lean in. Keep your hands on your thighs if you don't want to make it harder. The minute you bring your hands up, it is a direct hit on your spine. So I'm showing you an easier version that's very effective, but it won't put that direct hit in an intense way, okay? So if you do this right here, and you press into those heels, and you come up, it's much easier to handle that if you have bad hips, bad knees, bad back, okay? Then if you have these up here, now you've created a lot of pressure because you've lifted your weights, see? So when I come up here, whoa, can you feel that? So I've given you 2 or 3 modifications, right? Here, or somewhere in between, correct? Inhale through the nose. It's very hard to inhale through the nose when you're talking. Try it. It's very difficult. Okay, you ready? shift. I got my weights here. Do not jump this, okay? Go wide with your legs, all right? Do not round your back. See, I didn't say too much about that because incorrectly, I'm assuming that nobody has their back flexed here, okay? So here I go. Don't flex your back. I'm going to bring my weights up here. I'm going to go into the heels and come up. Back down, tap, back up, breath. Through the nose, out through the mouth, out through the mouth. Woo. Breathe in. Okay, exhale as you're going down so you don't go fast. Exhale as you're coming up. Inhale when you get up. Exhale when you're coming down. Inhale when you're down. Back in, back up. Back in, back up. Put those weights right there. Okay? Now let's put a hit directly on our biceps. Okie dokie. Let's start with a hammer curl. So we're going to go like this. And we're going to bring it right down to here. See, I'm not straightening my arm. I'm not. I'm going down a little. Then I come right back here. See that? So I'm going to go one and the other. What I'm not going to do is flare my elbow. I am not going to flare my elbow. I keep my elbows tucked. Breath, breath, and I'm just hip hinging a tiny bit in through the nose, out through the mouth. Keep your chin tucked, ribcage up, shoulders down, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Woo! Keep checking all systems. Keep that chin tucked. Little hip hinge. Do not swing. Do not swing. Keep your elbows in. Woo! Breath. 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 Stay with me. Stay with me. I'm doing every single one of these with you. So we're not using a huge weight, but we are using a heavy weight. Medium to heavy. So if you're hip hinging, make sure your rib cage is up, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Yeah, just a couple more. Yeah, I know. I understand. Stay with me. Don't stop. Okay. Bring those weights right there. Okay. So we just did a hammer curl, set of hammer curls. All right. Now, that makes us use the front part of our deltoid into a little of the middle deltoid and one side of our bicep muscle. And now we're going to turn it and use both of those muscles. So I'm going to go right here. I'm going to go pull. Okay. So I'm coming right back down, pull. So I'm going to do the same kind of a thing. I'm going to lean in, keep my chin tucked, then I'm going to pull. I'm going to lean in just a tiny bit, not a lot, just a tiny bit. Because for the most part, I'm keeping my rib cage up, and I'm really trying to hit those biceps. Okay? Big breath. Big breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And you might not catch this by watching on the screen, but my palms are fully up right now. And when I come down, I let the weight go down to the fingers. Then I pull them back into the palm. So this engages our hand, which in turn engages your forearm, which makes you have a better grip on things. Maybe not today or tomorrow. You might be a little sore, but that's when your muscles start marshaling the troops. And they say, oh my gosh, she did the workout with that crazy woman that talks funny. We better get some more muscle fibers healed. And that's when they start building over scar tissue. And that's why movement is so important when you are a little bit stiff or a little bit sore. Don't just sit. Move a little bit. Breath. Okay, I'm just got 3 more here, you guys. Stay with me. Stay with me. See? Just pull in. Breath. Rib cage up. Drop my chin. Keep my shoulders down. One more. One more. Pull. Nice. Okay, now we're going to give a little break to your hands. Okay, pull back. Pull back. Ooh, bring it right under the chin, right there. Do a little swing, right under the chin. A little swing, right under the chin. Drop your shoulders. In. Exhale in through the nose. One more. Yay. Okay. Now, we're going to go ahead and stand up without the weights. So I'm going to go wide with my stance. Anybody who has a delicate back, you go to stand up, you need to go a little wider with your feet, okay, than the chair, or at least wider than your shoulders, okay? So here we go. I'm going to come and come up. Big breaths. I'm going to turn. I'm going to use my little chair for a range of motion. So I'm just going to step right in here to the chair, put my hands on the back of the chair. Okay, drop my shoulders. I'm going to step back. And the opposite hand is going to come up. Okay? So, right here, when you see me lift my toe from back here, do you see that I'm not bending my knee? So I'm pushing down on my chair, and I'm squeezing my butt, and I'm keeping my supporting legs soft or bent, just a little soft. So I'm pushing down, I'm going to lift, and I'm going to lift. Okay? I'm going to hang out there for just a few seconds and then come in and come back. Okay, so when you lift your leg, make sure you're pointing down with the toe. Keep your chin tucked. Breath. Ah. Do not roll your hip out. That would be a mistake, because I'm trying desperately to address the weak muscles in our gluteal, our hamstring, our back, all the way from mid to upper to lower. Hold, and then just pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep your toe down. 5. One more. 6. Bring it in. Bend. Just drop down just like that with the elbows. Push your butt back. Come back up. Okay, drop your shoulders. Inhale through the nose. Right? Okay. Keep pushing down on the chair. Soften your supporting leg. Now your other leg is back to the toe. This is crucial, y'all. I wish I was with every one of you to make sure you are lined up on this. This is a powerful, effective move, but only when you are in the correct positioning, okay? So at first, don't even worry about your upper body. Just push down on the chair. And if you have a wonky hip or a wonky knee, just keep your hands here. That's perfectly fine. Squeeze your butt, and you get that lift. And man, do you feel that through your back extensors, okay? In through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, now, you don't need to worry about raising your hand, but if you want to move on, and you can, the leg comes up, the toe is down, and I just reach my hand out, just like that. So it's a breath, exhale. Inhale through the nose, exhale. Inhale through the nose, exhale. Inhale through the nose, exhale. Keep your toe down. Woo! Breath. Keep your butt squeezing. Breath. Breath. Keep your shoulders down. 2 more. I think I did more on this side. I guarantee you, if Kathy's on, she knows. Okay. Bend the knees. Go a little bit wider. Push your butt back. Drop your shoulders. Put your elbows down there. Okay? So we're just taking a break. And then come back. Okay? Let me check where we're at here. Okay, we're doing good. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move the pad back onto my chair. Okay, get it out of the way. But this time I'm going to pick up my weights. And this time I am going to up my weights. Now, if it was pushing you at the weight that you were, that is perfectly fine. You do not have to go up in weight. Just hold on to that one. Or even if you are having some issues, you can even go down in weight if you felt that it was too heavy. Okay? This is all progressive. You have to pick up what you can handle. So what I'm looking for on a session like we're doing today is I'm looking that when you take little steps like this wide, I'm looking for you to feel just a little tiny bit of a trembly. Yeah. If you feel a little tremble going on, a little shaky, ding, 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 we have accomplished our goal. Okay? Because that's why I love to train with free weights, whether you have a bag, a filled up gallon of something, but it's the positioning. See, even as I'm doing this, some of you are leaning way too far forward, okay? And you're leaning from your back, okay? So just walk back. Now get ready, get set. If you have chosen a heavier weight or just a weight that you had, it doesn't matter if you have a weight at all. Be careful that you don't overuse your hands. See, these are pretty much hanging at my fingertips. I'm not gripping, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, I've softened my knees, okay? Number 3, my shoulders are down. And when I step, I say rib cage up. That prevents me from hurting my back. See this wide walk? Okay? A lot of people will do this and they will either cave right here. See this? This is not what you want to do right here. You want to get that straight. Okay, now I'm going to come back. I'm going to do that little ziggy zaggy. See? I have to turn my feet a little. Yep. But I'm wide. Okay, when you're walking wide like this and you have a weight that you're hanging on to, it's your whole frame. That is what gives you the power to walk better, to garden better, to do many sports more strong, okay? But that's also this kind of a thing, this kind of moving and putting a load all the way down your spine into your legs, and they're bent. See, I don't ever, when I'm doing this move, I keep very bent, but I say rib cage up because I don't want to be leaning out. I want to really, really work on those muscles in my legs. And I want to really, really give those bones that tend to be osteoporotic in my back a safe but a very loaded experience. Now, put those weights right there, okay? Now here's the deal. We did several sets for the bicep, correct? Now I put more weight on my free weights. Now I have triceps that I have to address, okay? Triceps, that means it has 3 separate heads. It takes a lot of weight. So I'm going to come here and I'm just going to go push back. See that? And then I'm going to come back down, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Exhale, push. Okay, breathe in, come down, exhale, and just straighten those arms. Don't lift. All you're doing is coming up, exhaling, and dropping your shoulders. That's very important. So here I come up, drop your shoulders. Here we come. Up, drop your shoulders as you're straightening your arm against that weight. Breath. Boom. 2 more. Keep your chin tucked. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now just back right up. See, I put my pad on my chair and I'm going to sit because now I have 15 and 15. I have 30 pounds. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and work at this end of the class here at the backs of those arm muscles. Are you ready? I'm going to lean in. I'm going to bring them right here and this same move. See, I don't have to lift. All I'm doing is straightening. That's all I'm doing. Keep my chin tucked, straighten against that weight, and make sure your shoulders are down. Breath. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Really contract the backs of those muscles. You're hip hinging forward. You're coming up. You're making the whole back part of your upper back and your arms really work here without hurting them. Keep your shoulders down. Breath. 2 more. Woo! 1 more. Ah! Put those weights down. Give yourself a big hand. Yay! Okay, right here. Bring one leg up and put it down. Now I'm higher. I'm on a pad. Okay? This little pad. It's about 2 inches higher. Right then, whenever I did that, I didn't prep you. Some of you, when you went to do this, you rounded your back. I know you did because I have lots of slugs in my class. It's okay. Because I love slugs. So, what I want you to do is retrain your move. I'm going to bring this leg up. In order to bring the leg up, what do I have to do? Hip hinge, tighten, put my hand under there. Then straighten. Now I'm not going to hurt my lower back. I'm going to do lots of great ankle circles and then come back in and come back down. I don't flex my back, not right now, because this puts a big load. When you go lifting your leg, it puts a load. So you want to move correctly. So you open, drop your shoulders, rib cage up. Now bring that leg up. Now extend that leg and do those circles. Okay? Breath. Bring it in and bring it down. Okay? Okay, next move. Now you do round your back. See, I have my elbows on my knees and I am rounding my upper back. Not my lower necessarily. It's going to follow a little. But I just bring my shoulders to my ears. Drop my head down. Press back down. I might do that 1 or 2 or 3 times. So tighten your tummy. Lift your shoulders. Push your shoulder blades back. Drop your chin. Then come back in and come back down. Take a big breath. So every time I say take a big breath, what are you supposed to do? Through your nose. Then exhale through your mouth. Okay? So today was a exercise in weight shifting. So I hope you get very expert at doing that.